Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Friday, everyone. Happy Friday. Friday again. I hope everybody had a great week and having a great start to the day so far because it's Friday and we're going into the weekends. Cheers to the weekend. So, welcome to the Talks with TJ show. I'm your host, TJ. So, if this is your first time joining us, welcome. And this is our third official. If this is your first time, I encourage you to go back and listen to the previous because we're kind of realize that I'm kind of building on this, like making a little series. Yeah, go back and listen to the other ones, and I hope you find some value in them. But if you're back again, you've already been here before. Welcome back again. I'll keep coming back. Yay! And I hope you find some value to say today. Yeah, we want to get right into it because last week I was talking about boundaries. And like I said, I discovered that I kind of creating a little series of what I went through on my journey. We're going to be adding to that. So the most important thing after creating boundaries, now that you have that free mental space, is discovering your self love for yourself. Self love, in my very very humble opinion, is the most. Besides God's love, but self love is the best. I don't care what nobody have to say. It absolutely is the best love. If you don't love yourself, and like I said, this is my humble opinion. You don't have to agree with this. Don't have to agree with it. If you do not love yourself, how can you really truly love somebody? Like, how can you love one or just love somebody else? It got to come from self first. Like real talk, it really did. Self love is the best love. So today's episode is called "I Love Me and That's What Matters." That's the name of this. That's all I can come up with. Don't shame me. I love me, and that's what matters. That's all that really matters. In my opinion, if you love yourself, I don't care if no one else likes you, to call you, text you, hang out with you, whatever the case may be. I love me, and that's better. Can't have myself. You know. I guess we're gonna go into a little bit of story time. I guess that's probably gonna be the theme of these shows. I guess I'm gonna be going into story before I get into the meat of it. Bear with me. So I was talking about, like in the first episode, discuss how I was a people pleaser at one point, and with that, at least when it comes to me, when I was being a people pleaser, there were some drawbacks, or maybe I should say like aspects of being a people pleaser. They equated love with what they did or did not do for me, and that was a big problem because, as I stated in the first episode, I would do things for people that they would not necessarily do for me, or they didn't treat me the same way that I treated them. And like I stated, I always had the notion of going to treat people the way you will. That's and so that really played a lot on my mental state. Because I said I equated that with love. Like if I did something for you because I love you, expect you to do the same for me because honestly, you say you love me, you say you care about me, you say you're my friend, you say we're in a relationship, whatever the case may be, put it to any equation. That's what I equated love. Honestly, that was the worst way to go. I was disappointed all day. I mean, really disappointed all the time. And no fault on people because people are people, humans are humans. Humans not perfect. They're going to make mistakes. They're not always going to get it right. They're not always going to be able to live up to, your standard of love. So that was a reality that I had to really come to. It was a problem either way it go because, I mean, at the end of the day, I didn't have any self love for myself. Whether or not they was giving me love in whatever form they thought they was giving me love, I didn't have any for myself, and that was bad. And like I said, it was based on in terms of what it did for me. So boy, boy. It wasn't right for me to be putting all that weight on people intentionally, but I didn't know any better, you know. I didn't know that I was setting myself for failures. Like, for example, when special events happen, like birthday, anniversary, something that requires some type of support. Like if I was doing a project or engaged in some type of new adventure, or didn't get that, or didn't get it at least in the way that I expected it. At least in the way that I expected it. Like I would get, or I didn't get it the way that I gave it out. So it would come back to me busted when I gave it to them. In my opinion, pretty good. Like I think show pretty good. I mean, I don't know, but it would come back to me busted sometimes. So I'm like, well, damn, that's not where I can be. All right. So I was putting too much emphasis on people showing too much emphasis on equating up to my, what okay, maybe. So I hope that makes sense. I was trying to formulate it in the correct sentence that made sense, So, like I just put too much emphasis on people. The way that the love that other people show and trying to equate that with my own self love thing. I think I got it right this time. So instead of myself coming from my self love coming from within, I expected it to come from people to justify my love. So yeah, I did that I did that. I mean, just know it didn't serve me. It didn't serve me at all. Like it just aided in even more of the misery and other things that was going on inside of me at the time. And it was just causing other problems mentally. Like mentally, emotionally, it wasn't good. So, like I said in the last episode, I started reading. I started reading books on self love, and also I started looking at listening to different audios and stuff because, like I said, I didn't grow up with this type of stuff. Wasn't taught this. This wasn't normal things that was taught in my when we were growing up. It's no fault of their own with my parents. And even with my grandparents, I spent a lot of time, with their parents. In Black family, we just trying to make it through the day. We just trying to make it through the struggle, And I know from their generation, they practicing self-love was not a thing. It really was not a thing. I don't think this is still something that's kind of still brand new with maybe my generation and maybe, my niece and nephew's generation. Like we're more into that than they were at their time, But my parents weren't teaching me that. My father was. They had other things to deal with. Like, just no fault of their own. I don't blame them. They still did a good job. I still love them. Kudos to them because it wouldn't be me without them. So yeah. So a lot of stuff I had to learn on my own as because if I didn't practice this stuff and learn about this stuff, and I'm just speaking from my own personal experience, you gotta find some other outlet, some other way other than resorting to drinking and smoking and stuff. Which, I mean, I know some people resort to that because they don't know any other outlet. But thank God that they, I wasn't into that type of stuff like that. Just it was never in me from the get go. So I just resorted to what God gave me, reading and stuff like that. I had to find a healthy way to manage this, to get this under control because I didn't want to live that way. I didn't want other people in control of me in any manner, if that makes sense. That's giving them way too much control over everything in your life. Honestly, if you ask me, they got too much control over my emotions, my mental state, my emotional state. So I ain't got time for that, I don't have time for that. So yeah, I started practicing self-love. So the first thing I did was started really learning about myself. Like, what did TJ like? What made TJ? besides watching documentaries, reading stuff, and watching CNN and network. What did TJ like? So I'm going to tell you a little fun fact about myself that a lot of people don't know. Really don't know this. I think Kenya probably was the only one that knew about this because she was a little like this herself. You know, we was kind of the same in this manner. She wasn't into the club scene, and she'll take a little drinking, but she wasn't into the club scene either. But we was both some low key daredevils, real talk. Like, I hate to come to the point and say like doing near death stuff, but no, because I definitely don't want to be waking up in glory tomorrow doing near death stuff. But I like to do things that get my get my heart racing. When I say my adrenaline pumping, when after I get done doing this activity, I'm shaking because I have so much adrenaline running through me. That is what that's it for me. You know, and I didn't know this about myself when I was younger. I didn't know about this. Like, I would see stuff on TV, and I guess I was just, like I said, conforming to other people. Now I would hear people, hey, why they doing stuff like that? And I'm like, yeah, they crazy. And I'm like, that looks fun. Oh, did that? Well, yeah. So, I'm a low key daredevil. But honestly, my next thing on my bucket list right now is um, like a swing. I think it's in Zimbabwe, somewhere over there, or it's neither. I know it's a swing, but the swing is like over either. I think it's over a cliff. Like it's literally like a lot. It looks like a big hole that the swing is. You're swinging in this big ass swing over like a cliff or something like that. And I'm like, I want to do that. That looks fun to me. That might look scary to somebody else, but I want to do that. I like doing stuff that um that's rare in that I can't do at home. Like, like I said, I've never been into the club scene and the bar scene and stuff like that. And the reason why I've never been into the club and the bar scene is because honestly, I realize that shit just bores the hell out of me because it's the same thing. No, it don't matter like what city to me. And this is just like I said, my own personal opinion. I have nothing against people that like to party and go to the club. That's you. Do you. Be you. If that's what makes you happy, do it and do it to your heart's desire. You know what I'm saying? But for me, it bores the shit out of me because it's like, it's the same thing. It's the same type of people, same environment, same mindset. And I'm like, like, I don't want to do that. It bores me. So I don't like to do it. So I get bored real quick with that. I like to do different things. Every time I do something, that I'm doing something that I'm going to have an experience with, I want it to be able to do something that's nobody else is going to be able to do. And going to, like when I go on vacation and you talking about going to the club and going on vacation, like, I mean, I guess I can do it one night on vacation, but you talking about doing it the whole time, I'm like, we ain't going on vacation again no more because we ain't on the same wavelength. Like, I want to do something I can't. I can go to the damn club at home, but I can't go on that damn swing at home. You know what I'm saying? Over this cliff. I can't do that. We don't have that here. Yeah. So you got to do things that make you happy. I had to really learn about myself to find things that make me happy, and it's not all about those big things, extravagant things that hold the top thing. That like I do a lot of little things, like really simple things that make me happy. Like in the first episode, I talk about when I take my walks every day, literally every day. It is a necessity that I take a walk at least every day. Sometimes, depending on the day, I might do it twice. So when I would get up in the morning, to either to start the day or after my day has stopped, I have to go on a walk to decompress, and it's like another form of meditation for me. So that is a non-negotiable. So, and that's what I did. I make my self-love habits non-negotiable. Like, but why wouldn't I make those non-negotiable? It's self-love. I have to show myself love every single day. It's of high importance. Also, I have to work out every day. Well, not every day, at least 5 or 6 times a day. I should say that because Sundays are off limits. I do not work out on Sundays, but I have to get in at least one high, like real high intensity exercise once a day, at least 5, 6 days. That brings me joy. It calms me down. It helps me think better. And, there's like the type of satisfaction in it. So, like, yeah, I did it, yeah, me. Yeah. So, and also I meditate. I meditate. I meditate every morning. When I get up, and that's also another necessity. I do not go one day. That's literally every day. On Sundays too, I meditate 30 minutes a day. Now in the 4 a.m. club, I get up early as hell. Can't help it. I've been like for a long time now. Maybe it's just old age kicking in. I don't know what it is, but I get up early as hell. And ever since my last birthday, my birthday is in May, we're in July. So 2 months ago, I started getting up at 4 a.m. Like no alarm clock, nothing. Every single morning at 4 a.m. Before that, I was getting around about 36 every morning. I'm part of the 4 a.m. now. So I get up and I meditate. And that is, like I said, a non-negotiable. Meditation, it really, honestly, I'll take the meditation over the walks sometimes. Like if I can't go walk, I'll just do a little bit of meditation because if I can't go walking because it's raining outside or if it's cold, we don't do the cold like that. Like if it's real cold outside, man, I don't know about that. We're going to take a little bit longer meditation to make up for that. So, yeah. So that's what I do to practice self-love on myself. And like I said, it doesn't have to be extravagant. You just need to do it every day because you are important. I am important. My mental state is important. My emotional state is important. And if those two things are out of whack, then other things in my life starts getting out of whack. So I have to keep those in check, to check in with myself and see, really talk to myself. Hey, TJ, how you doing today? You ain't doing too well. Well, you need to do something to get you to feel better, to help you feel better. If you got some anxiety, you feel down, you worried about something, go to do something that you love to do, and that'll lift your spirit. Go love on you today, So that's what I do, and yeah, it works out for me. So I'm gonna keep saying it. Self love is the best. I love myself, and it doesn't matter if no one else loves you. You don't like myself or whatever the case may be. It don't matter. I be hard practice. Breathe, see, and you notice how. I mean, if you're doing it right, you'll notice that you'll notice the change in yourself. You'll notice that you'll feel different. And honestly, the first thing that you probably, I ain't gonna say the first thing, but when you're really doing it right because you become like a repellent to people. People that's not doing it. So I'm gonna give you an example. And this was really an epiphany to me when it started happening, when I started practicing self-love on myself, because when you do that, you're going to switch up. You're going to start vibrating on it very quickly. I mean, it's amazing how quick it happens. You're going to start vibrating on a higher frequency. When you're vibrating on that higher frequency, essentially you're becoming a new person. Your thought pattern is going to change. The way you carry yourself is going to change. You're going to become a new person. So the people that you were around before, if they're not, following in that journey, their own journey of discovering this and starting to operate on a higher level, you're going to start to repel them. They're not going to be able to communicate with you anymore. You're not going to be able to relate to each other anymore. You're just not going to be on the same level. And I'm not saying that, you're not on the same level, like you're better than that person, anything like that. I don't want nobody to think that I'm saying I'm better than you or anything like that, or to get that in your, I'm just saying that you're vibrating on higher frequency and you're going to start manifesting things quick. I'm telling you, things are going to start happening quick and people are going to start falling out of your life. So Um, it sounds bad, but honestly, that's a good thing because you most of the time when you start repelling people like that is people that you probably don't need to be. They don't need to be any daggone way. They're probably just there leeches or bringing you down in some type of way. They're negative. They got a negative aura or a negative vibe about them. Just a negative mindset, and you probably don't need them anyway. So it really helps you in age ways. So you want to become a new person. Your presence alone is going to mandate respect. People want to speak to you differently. People want to approach you differently. The people that you hung out with before, if I said they're not operating at that level, they're not going to know how to be around you. I mean, honestly, that's when you know. People are not going to come at you with foolishness because they're going to know that you are different. This isn't the same person as before. So they're going to either rise up to meet you where you are and continue to rise up because hopefully you want to continue to grow in your frequency, your vibration, or want to leave. That's the only two things that's going to. So be happy when you see that start to happen. Be happy. Yes, I'm doing it right. I'm on the right path. Okay. So anyway, we're gonna get off of this because I can go on this my favorite subjects. But we're gonna get off of here, and I'm gonna let you guys continue with your day. Have a great day. If you're working, don't work too hard. Great Friday and a great weekend, guys. Next Friday, we'll talk some TJ.